When you're standing in a place where you feel like you've got nothing, no support, no opportunities, no backup plan, it's easy to feel defeated. But I'm here to tell you the truth that most people don't want to hear. When you have nothing, that's your foundation. That's your ground zero. That's your opportunity. See, people think the ones who have it all are the ones who make it. But the truth, the ones who come from nothing are the ones who build something that can never be shaken, because they built it when they had nothing to lose, nothing to lean on but faith, grit, and the belief that they were born for more. You gotta understand, starting with nothing is not a curse, it's a gift. It forces you to depend on your inner strength. It forces you to dig deeper. People with everything handed to them never had to fight for it. You're learning how to fight right now. Every morning, you wake up wondering how you're going to keep going, how you're going to put food on the table, how you're going to keep your dream alive when nobody else sees it but you. That's the moment you're becoming stronger than anybody who's been handed success. They don't build muscles lifting feathers. You're lifting bricks every day, and when you build something from nothing, you learn to appreciate every inch of progress. Every small win becomes monumental. That's how you keep pushing even when the world says stop. That's how you become unstoppable, because you know what it's like to have zero and you're determined never to go back. You become dangerous to average people because you've been in the trenches and you survived. I'm not talking about fairy tales. I'm not talking about wishing for better. I'm talking about working. I'm talking about waking up every single day with a fire in your chest that says, I refuse to stay where I am. You take that fire and you let it consume every excuse, every doubt, every fear. Let it burn away everything that tells you you're not good enough, because you are. You're more than enough, and that fire, that pain, that struggle, that hunger, is proof that you're alive and ready for war. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants to be uncomfortable. Nobody wants to feel pain, but the people who go from nothing to something, they made peace with discomfort. They embraced the grind. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't wait for someone to show up and help them. They became the help. They became the answer. And that's what you're becoming right now. Your own answer, your own hero, your own rescue team. You may not have the money. You may not have the connections. You may not even know what the next step looks like. But if you've got heart, if you've got that dog in you that refuses to quit, you already have what it takes to win. That's the secret. Success doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within, from discipline, from obsession, from vision, from that unshakable belief that you were built for more. And don't confuse slow progress with failure. Some of the greatest buildings took the longest to construct. You're not building a shack, you're building a fortress. So if it's taking time, good. That means you're laying brick by brick with purpose. And when the storms of life come, and they will, what you've built won't fall, because you started from nothing, but you built it right. Don't despise your start. Don't feel ashamed of where you are. Own it. Use it, let it fuel you. Let it remind you every single day that if you can climb out of this, you can climb out of anything. And when you get there, when you reach the mountaintop, you're going to look back and realize that the struggle was your training ground. The pain was your teacher. The rejection was your redirection. This is your moment, right now. Don't wait until things get easier. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait until someone claps for you. Clap for yourself. Bet on yourself. Invest in yourself. Start with what you've got, even if all you have is heart. Especially if all you have is heart. Because that's what separates the winners from the quitters. The ones who kept going when there was no reason to, except they refused to stay broken. You don't need perfect circumstances to make a move. You just need a reason that's bigger than your excuse. You just need to want it bad enough. You just need to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. If you're there right now, if you're tired of watching others win while you sit on the sidelines, get up, move, speak it, walk it, work it. You started with nothing. But nothing is exactly what God uses to build something nobody else saw coming. Keep building, keep rising. You ain't done yet. You have to want it more than you want to breathe. When you're chasing a life beyond your circumstances, when you're trying to transform nothing into something, you can't just be interested. You have to be obsessed. This isn't about making a little progress and being satisfied. This is about waking up every day with a level of hunger that turns your pain into fuel, because nobody's going to hand you the life you want. Nobody's coming to save you, that's on you. And if you're waiting for the right moment, the right time, the right support, let me tell you straight, it's not coming. You have to move now with what you've got, even if it's just grit and faith. The world doesn't reward comfort. It doesn't reward potential. It rewards results. And results come from consistency, not from one big move, not from a moment of inspiration, but from the quiet, lonely hours when nobody's clapping, when nobody's watching, when it's just you and the grind. That's where transformation happens. That's where your character is forged. That's where the future is built. One decision, one step, one sacrifice at a time. You've got dreams, good, but dreams without discipline are just wishes. You can talk about what you want all day long, but if your actions don't line up with your words, you're lying to yourself. Every decision you make is either getting you closer to where you want to go or dragging you further away. There is no neutral, so if you want to turn nothing into something, you've got to start acting like everything is on the line, because it is. Let's get something straight. Your current situation is not your final destination. Just because you were born into struggle doesn't mean you're sentenced to stay there. Your past might explain your starting point, but it doesn't define your ceiling. What defines you is how you respond. What defines you is your refusal to settle. You have to get up every day and make a conscious decision to write a new story, and that story starts with ownership. No more blame, no more excuses, no more waiting on somebody else to do what only you can do. This is your life, own it. Pain is not your enemy, it's your training partner. Every struggle you're going through is sharpening your mind, hardening your resolve, and building your resilience. When things go wrong, don't run. Don't fold, don't retreat, stand tall and say, good, now I get to grow. Because adversity is not designed to break you, it's designed to shape you. The people who come out the strongest are the ones who leaned into the fire instead of hiding from it. You want to build something great, then be prepared to be misunderstood. Be prepared to be lonely. Be prepared to walk alone sometimes, because people who have never seen greatness won't understand your grind. They'll tell you to slow down. They'll tell you to be realistic. They'll ask you why you're working so hard, but they don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel, and that's okay. You're not building your dream for them. You're building it for you. So don't let small minds convince you to give up on a big vision. You've got to stop looking for shortcuts. There is no easy way to build something out of nothing. There's no magic pill, no secret formula. It's the work. It's always been the work. It's the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the discipline when motivation fades. That's the formula. You can't skip steps. You can't cheat the process. You've got to fall in love with the grind. You've got to find joy in the process, not just the prize. And listen, even when it feels like nobody believes in you, even when you're the only one who sees your vision, you've got to believe anyway. You've got to trust yourself even when the results don't show yet, because it's coming. If you stay consistent, it's coming. If you stay locked in, focused, obsessed, it's coming. But the moment you start doubting, the moment you slow down, the moment you hesitate, that's when momentum dies. And you can't afford that, not now, not when you've already come this far. Understand this. Success is built in the shadows. It's built when nobody sees the work, when you're broke, tired, discouraged, and tempted to quit. But you don't. That's where champions are made. That's where something powerful starts to take root. And one day they'll look at you and call you lucky. But they won't see the nights you cried, the battles you fought, the faith you held on to when everything was telling you to give up. You're not just trying to win for yourself. You're trying to break cycles. You're trying to change the narrative for your family, your community, your bloodline. So stop playing small. Stop doubting yourself. Stop delaying your breakthrough because you're afraid of the work it takes. You've already been through hell. Don't you dare stop now. Don't just survive, build. Don't just exist, elevate. You were made for more. And it's time you start acting like it. You've got to be willing to sacrifice now so you can live how you want later. See, the difference between people who turn their lives around and those who stay stuck isn't talent. It's the willingness to delay gratification. It's the commitment to say no to short-term pleasure so you can build long-term power. Everybody wants to shine, but not everybody wants to bleed. Everyone wants success, but not everyone wants the struggle. If you want to turn nothing into something, you have to fall in love with the process of building. That means giving up comfort, giving up distractions, and giving up anything that doesn't align with the vision you've got burning inside. Too many people get caught chasing instant results. They want to plant a seed and see a tree the next morning. It doesn't work like that. You've got to water that thing every single day, even when you don't see growth. You've got to believe in your grind when there's no applause, no likes, no validation. Because it's not about what you get right away, it's about who you become in the process. This journey, this grind, this pain, it's sculpting you into something greater than you were. It's stripping away the weakness, the excuses, the fear, and replacing it with strength, resilience, and power. You're building a foundation, and foundations aren't flashy. They're not visible, but they're everything. If the foundation is weak, the structure falls. If your mindset is shaky, if your discipline is inconsistent, if your habits are poor, then everything you build will crumble under pressure. That's why this phase, this stage right now, is so important. This is where the real work happens. This is where you build the structure that's going to hold your future success. And that structure is built with sacrifice, with focus, and with ruthless self-honesty. You can't keep doing what everyone else is doing and expect different results. If you want to be uncommon, you have to live uncommonly. That means waking up earlier. That means turning off the distractions. That means saying no to things that waste your time, even if they're fun, even if they feel good in the moment. It means surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to rise, not people who keep you comfortable in your excuses. It means locking in on your goals like your life depends on it, because it does, and don't think for 1 second that you can skip the pain. Pain is the price of progress. Pain is the tuition you pay to attend the school of greatness. You want to win, then expect to hurt, expect to fail, expect to lose sleep, lose friends, lose the comfort you've been hiding in, because that's the cost. But here's the beauty. Everything you lose, you gain back tenfold on the other side. When you sacrifice now, you don't just build a better life, you build a better version of yourself. And that version of you, that version is unstoppable. Look around, look at your environment. Is it helping you grow or keeping you small? If the people around you don't challenge you, inspire you, or hold you accountable, you need new people. Because average is contagious, comfort is contagious, but so is hunger, so is discipline, so is greatness. You have to protect your space like your future depends on it, because it does. What you listen to, what you watch, who you talk to, what you give your energy to, it all shapes who you become. If you're serious about building something from nothing, then everything in your life has to align with that mission. And when you start making sacrifices, when you start showing up consistently, when you stay locked in long enough, things start to shift. Not overnight, but gradually, the opportunities show up. The discipline compounds, the confidence grows. You start to walk differently, talk differently, think differently, because you're no longer hoping for success. You're becoming success. You're no longer chasing validation. You're living with purpose. That's the transformation. That's what this is all about. People will doubt you. They'll question your decisions. They'll try to pull you back into the life you've outgrown. But you can't afford to look back. You didn't come this far to prove them wrong. You came to prove yourself right. You came to fulfill the promise you made to yourself when no one else believed. You came to honor the pain, the struggle, the sleepless nights. Don't you dare let it be in vain. Every sacrifice you make today becomes a blessing tomorrow. Every temptation you resist becomes a muscle built. Every hard choice you make becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. So keep sacrificing, keep showing up, keep believing in the process even when it's slow, even when it's silent, even when it hurts. You're not doing this for now. You're doing this for what's next. You're not doing this for likes or praise. You're doing this for legacy. So stay hungry, stay focused, sacrifice now, because when the results show up, and they will, you'll know it was worth every ounce of pain. You'll know that the life you built didn't come from luck. It came from a decision to want it more than you wanted comfort. And that decision, that's the moment you went from nothing to something.